Was when the news finally broke of the deal. And guys, we talk about the fact that he's a big name player, he's proven in the Premier League and all that, but I suppose one of the very good points to bring up about Lukaku is he was superb for Everton last season, scoring goals against the smaller clubs as well as the bigger clubs in the Premier League. And perhaps we didn't do so well against the smaller clubs last season, which is where things need to perhaps improve a bit in terms of goals.
He will put them chances away, but we also need him in the big games. And now he's in a bigger club. Again, I said it, I think it's the fifth time I'm saying, surrounded by better players. It makes you improve, it makes you step your game up. We're going to be in control most of the part of the games, especially at Old Trafford, and the chances will appear. For me, it's a great signing. We don't need to protect him, we don't need to send a protective fee. That's the way, unfortunately, today's market is. But you know you're going to get goals with Romelu Lukaku, and look at his age. It feels like he's been playing for 15 years, Mikel, and he's still just turned 24. So for me, great addition, especially coming for the first training day, being with the team, being one of his closest friends, Paul Pogba. It makes you blend in, melt in into the group much easier, and it helps.
Indeed, and we'll actually hear Paul Pogba interviewing Romelu Lukaku a little bit later on MUTV. You certainly don't want to miss that.
What language?
Well, in English, but they have their own language, don't they, a little bit as well, which is great. We'll see that in part 3 of this show, so do stay with us for that. We'll concentrate for now on the training that's going on behind us, and obviously talk about the fact that he's only 24. It's a 5-year deal with an option for another year, and I think Bojan's right. It feels like he's been around for a long time in the game. Obviously playing for Chelsea, having I think 15 appearances for Chelsea, on loan at West Brom, plenty of goals for them, tons of goals for Everton, of course. Everton's top Premier League goal scorer.
Yeah, he was lacking opportunities to play at Chelsea. That's why the move to Everton made sense. At that time, it was Jose Mourinho who allowed Lukaku to move on, and it was a good choice because he was a starter. He's had a lot of opportunities to play, a lot of game time, and a lot of services. Everton is an attacking team, so he's had chances to shine, and he took them. So in terms of goal ratio, I think he's proved what he's capable of. Now it's in big games and high pressure games in Champions League where that's going to be a step higher, another test for him. But I think when you're international playing for Belgium, there is nothing that's going to stop you, and surely the pressure is a bit higher, but he's used to it. So I'm confident for Remo to deliver on the big stage.
Yeah, and a lot was made when Jose Mourinho sold Juan Mata to Manchester United, and of course then became Manchester United manager, and people said, well, the first player out the door will be Juan Mata because he's already sold him once. That's obviously not happened because he's still here. He sold Lukaku at Chelsea. In a way, it's sort of the perfect scenario for Jose, isn't it? As a manager, you see a player, you let him go, but you then have him back when he's a bit older, a bit more experienced, and certainly with Lukaku, a much stronger player now, physically and in terms of goals, than when he left Chelsea.
Maybe there was a buyback clause.
Yeah, buyback clause as well. But if you're looking at Lukaku's point of view, think about getting sent away by a manager. See if Mikel was my manager, and then a couple of years later, Mikel takes me back. As a player, I will grow. It means that I've actually put all that behind me. I've proven myself to him that I'm good enough to play for a big club that's challenging, both in the Champions League and the Premier League. So it's a great boost of confidence, even if he scored them goals. And he scored 25 in 37 appearances last season. Yes, the goals, some of them were the 3-0, 4-0 or 5-0 goals, but I don't agree with some English pundits. I'm reading papers, I'm listening to them. Yeah, but can he do it in the big games? He will do it here because Manchester United are bigger than Everton. They are bigger than West Brom, and just his presence makes me uncomfortable. As a centre half to play Lukaku, that he doesn't have to score, but you always have to keep your eye on him. It means it opens up for other players to improve even more, and he will give you them runs that you need, and if you improve like Martial, Rashford, Mkhitaryan, and of course Pogba, is going to hopefully play a little bit closer to him during the season.
He is obviously going to be expected to score goals. We know he can do from his time in the Premier League so far. When we talk about goals generally, do we need to see more players sort of stepping up and scoring goals? Last season we had Zlatan obviously bagging an awful lot for United, but now obviously with Wayne leaving the club, Zlatan injured at the moment, and obviously at the moment not a part of the Manchester United plan for the future. Who knows what might happen for him. We look at the numbers of goals. Rashford 11 last season, Mkhitaryan 11, stepping up, Mata with 10. Do we need to see more in double figures?
Yeah, ideally you would like to see the goals spread out.
First match,
yeah,
Romero doesn't play.
Really?
Play David 45.
Yeah.
And the kid 45.
Yeah.
Second match, David doesn't play. played the kid 45 and Romero 45.
Okay.
And third match against Man City, doesn't play Joel and play David 45 and Romero 45.
Thank you. You heard it. You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
Trafford, any room for Paddy?
Yeah. He wants to see you on the track, Paddy, before he gives you.
You've got a chance.
Yeah. First day of training in the blistering heat at the UCLA. Michael Carrick here alongside me. I make it. This is your 12th pre-season with Manchester United, and the first without Wayne Rooney. Is it the end of an era in a way?
Well, listen, obviously Wayne leaving the club. It's a big deal, you know. He's been such a massive part of this club since he stepped foot in it. Obviously, since his debut, it was an incredible debut, and you know, I'm sad to see him go. I understand why he's gone, and we obviously fully support him and wish him well, because he's been an unbelievable servant to the club and left a legacy that's incredible. So yeah, great times. You know, everything comes to an end, unfortunately, and yeah, like you say, it's the end of Man United for Wayne, but I'm sure he'll go on to have a successful end to his career, but you'll certainly be missed by a lot of us here.
Things do change and things do move on, as we see. We saw Lukaku arriving. It's now official. He's a Manchester United player. You would have faced him, I'm sure, over the years. You're glad to have him as a teammate now. Yeah, certainly. I've tried to tackle him a few times. I got nowhere near him, so at least I won't have to do that too often. But he's listen. We've seen what he can bring to us. He's a big guy. He's got a real presence. He's tough to play against, and he scores goals. And obviously that's what we're going to need from him. That's what he's going to bring. And I'm sure he'll have a great time here. That was probably the one thing that was missing last season in certain games, getting the goals. Do you think he's the man for that? He's got more than 20, I think, 3 years running. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to look to him to take everything on his shoulders. I think he's obviously, that's why he's brought here to help with that end of the pitch and to score and create goals. And we've obviously, as a team and as attacking players, everyone needs to chip in and score goals and share the load a little bit to take the pressure off each individual. So, but I'm sure, yeah, of course, he's going to be the one we look to score goals, and I'm sure he'll do that. Finally, you still enjoying pre-season? I mean, you've done a lot of them over the years. 90 degree heat. How does it feel? Yeah, my brother texted me last night. He said it's the 20th pre-season, so it's quite a lot. I mean, it's coming out here today. The first thing that strikes is the heat. It's incredibly hot, but great setup though. It's a terrific setup. So we've got no excuses. We'll prepare well. We'll look forward to it. First day is always a little bit exciting to get back and look forward to it. We've all done bits of work on holidays and away from it, but today's the real deal. So let's get started. We'll let you go on with it. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thanks a lot.